Hello and welcome to That Eurovision Site, Eurovision with a Slice of Life. Today our Melodifestivalen 2023 interviews begin with Tone Sekelius, who will be hoping to represent Sweden with the song Rhythm of My Show. So just to start things off, how are things going today?
They are going well. I mean, the two first ones, we do it three times. We do like three camera rehearsals. We just go through the number three times and then, yeah, we just set settings on the cameras and whatnot. The first two went well. The last time, I hate doing the song three times in a row on the stage because my voice just gets tired. And, there's a couple of high notes and I was not feeling it the last time. Um, but I think that is honestly part of rehearsals. There has to be some drama in life. Otherwise, why?
So before we continue, let's start with a quick icebreaker by just asking, is there one thing about yourself that not many people would know?
Yeah, I do a very, very, very good chicken. Like I am a master of like just doing a seared chicken breast. It's always perfect. That's a flex, but that is what I do.
Sounds lovely. Um, So, for Eurovision fans, this might be the first time that they get to know you, although I know that you did Melodifestivalen last year. Could you please tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, oh God, this question is so wide. I don't know how to answer it. Um, yeah, well, do you want like the long story? Like, I grew up in blah blah blah. The year was 1997. No, but I grew up in a city in Växjö, in Sweden, called Växjö. Then I moved to Stockholm like 6 years ago, and then I started social media around the same time. And yeah, did that for a very long time, and also did some music, and then was a debutante in Melodifestivalen last year with the song My Way, which went surprisingly well. I got so much love, and I was just so taken by the whole experience. It was great, and it's an experience like very I'll never forget it, honestly. Um, but yeah, I came out as trans like 2 years ago, and it feels like that's what life just said play. Before that, it was a lot of ups and downs, but now I feel content with life.
And I love that for you. Um, right, so let's move on to Eurovision, and you're participating at Melody Festival in 2023. Can I just start by asking what made you want to compete in the national selection again following your experiences from last year?
Uh, well, maybe that's the answer. Following my experiences last year, the experiences was just so great, and I loved being on that stage. I loved just performing, and it was something that I wanted to do again, but this time offer something completely different, I think, because the thing that's about to happen this year on stage is something that, like, it's a part of me that's always been there, but being more comfortable with myself, it's something that I've explored more in the latter years, so to say. So it's more like dancing, it's more attitude, it's more, yeah, less relying on big clothes and more relying on me, myself, and I.
You will be participating with the song Rhythm of My Show. Can I just start off by asking what the song's about?
The song is, kind of a continuing to My Way. My Way was very uplifting, and it was very much encouraging people to live life as they want and as they deserve, and doing what they always wanted to do, live your life your way. uh, and then this is more like, once you've done that, now's the time to love yourself and explore, just, yeah, confidence is what it's exuding the whole song. I just want people to, when you hear it for the first time, me performing it, I want just a confidence boost to fill the whole stage and number.
Okay. So, if you were to win the national final and represent Sweden at the Eurovision Song Contest, how much would that mean to you?
That would mean the world, honestly. That's a very big dream of mine. It's something that I would take it very, very seriously and just, do everything to make my country proud. It's one person representing a whole, like, kind of music for an entire country. It's so weird, like thinking about how big Eurovision actually is, but it would be a dream come true.
Um, as we are speaking right now, we're only 2 days away from Melodifestivalen in 2023 and your first performance. How are you feeling about
I I was panicking about this. I was panicking about the fact that, okay, I'm about to be the first, kind of opening act to the entire season. And that frightened me in the beginning because I was, yeah, it's something that people look forward to it. It's you're setting the bar somewhere. It's a big responsibility, I think. But then I landed in how nice to perform and then be able to enjoy the rest of the contest instead of last year I was last. And then I just sat there nervous as hell for an hour before I could go on stage. And I also see it as a big honor for, the producers to set me first because I guess then they think that the number is representable to open up the season, and that makes me happy.
Can you give us any hints into your Melodifestivalen staging, or you're not allowed?
Ooh. Well, the hints are if last year was very kind of theatrical and grand and glamorous and it was luxurious and silky and everything, this year is more, it's kind of a darker vibe, but it's not like untouchably hard to reach because that was the hardest part with this. To make a number that is it has attitude, but it's not hard to take in because at the end of the day, Melodifestivalen is a family show and it has to attract the greater audience. And you can't do that with a number that is like too cool because then you'll lose very many people that don't appreciate that type of music or that type of staging. Um, so I would say that it exudes more attitude than last year, but with like this hint of flirtiness.
So I just want to wonder, what is the one thing from your experience last year that you have taken into this year's competition? Like the one thing that you maybe learned and took into this year?
Do not overthink. That's a very hard thing to not do, but if you're on stage and you maybe miss a camera or you miss a step or whatever it is, and just let it go. You cannot do anything about what just happened. It's live TV. It's whatever happens, happens. Don't over like, yeah, just let things go because you can't change them. And if you get stuck on a mess up in the beginning of the song, it's gonna ruin the energy for the rest of the song. And you just gotta let things go and focus on the next thing. And yeah. And also you have to be so you have to have so much expression on stage. You have to be so if you're smiling, you better be smiling from here to here. A regular smile is not enough because the camera and the lights just eats things up. And also powder your face. That is it.
So my last question is, Melodifestivalen has such a rich history in Sweden. What are some of your favorite past entries from the competition?
Uh, a song that I like will always get back to when it comes to Melodifestivalen is the Sarah Dawn Finer "I'm Moving On." It's a wild song, not only because the song in itself is very like big and anthemy and huge and just intense, she's being lifted on stage on like an elevator, just in this bridge. The tension with her being risen to the skies. I love that. Um, yeah, I also very much love Cornelia's song last year. It's a timeless hit, I think, that will be there forever.
So I just want to end this by saying thank you for the opportunity to speak with you and good luck for the Melodifestivalen in Heat on Saturday. Is there anything else you would like to say to the international viewers over at that Eurovision site?
I hope you will enjoy this new side of me, I guess, that I'm pretty nervous to showcase, but also very excited. And I hope you have a very pleasant Melodifestivalen season.
You. And that takes us to the end of this interview. I would like to thank Tone for joining me today and wish her the best of luck for the first heat of Melodifestivalen on Saturday. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel, That Eurovision site, for more interviews with the Swedish national finalists and more Eurovision 2023 content in general. Also, be sure to give us a follow on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook over at That Euro site. And be sure to check us out on That Eurovision podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and give us a like so you can be notified whenever a new episode comes out. All that's left to say is bye.
Goodbye.